Hey guys, and welcome to Toribash Tips with Icebear. In this video, I'll be going over how to counter lifts, and yeah, that's pretty much it. How to counter lifts and shovels, I guess. Yeah, depends on what you think is a shovel, but so this is a new series that I'm gonna call Toribash Tips with Icebear, where I'm just going to be going over Aikido Big Dojo stuff and basically just sharing my knowledge of Aikido Big Dojo with you guys, and hopefully you can learn something from this. So let's start with this. Um, I'm just gonna say there is a way to like prevent yourself to get lifted in the first place, but if you find yourself in the air like this, there's still a way to count. So first of all, you could probably try to do something like take a step forward to then drop you outside the ring. That's usually what someone would try to do. So maybe something like this. Yeah. So what do I do now? I'm in the air. Some people just lower their shoulders and some people just derp. But what I find most useful is basically just go for the knee, because you're already in the air, so you have to be really wild, because there's no playing safe from this, because you're in the air. So what I find is if you extend both pecs, contract both elbows, and contract both wrists, that makes you go really close to your opponent. And that's the key. If you're in the air, you have to be close to your opponent, so it's harder for your opponent to DQ you outside the ring. Then you just contract one hip, contract your abs. Actually, yeah, contract both of your hips and both of your knees. Or you can have one leg extended if you want to go for some sort of knee like this. And then basically I just space. And yeah, now you can see that I'm not in such a terrible position, but I'm still in a bad position, because if my opponent knows what he's doing, he can try to flip me over him. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, if you see the ghost, something like that, he can try to go for this dump. Like, yeah. So how do I count? What do I do from here? From here, I would say extend your elbows, and yeah, you pretty much just turned him over you, and then instead of going for the knee, just try to almost become like a plank in the air. So you just push him even farther outside the ring, and your opponent will have a really hard time countering it. See, and even if he lands this, your opponent is pretty much screwed, because all you have to do is extend your wrists, and that basically makes you become really heavy, and that's GG for you. So let's take a look at that one more time in slow motion. You go for the knee. Oh, oops. You go for the knee by contracting both elbows, contracting both wrists, and extending both pecs. That's more to get close to your opponent than anything else. Then you plank out into the air and just extend your wrists to push your opponent the final bit. And yeah, that's GG. Okay, so now we're going into the second part of, well, the first part of countering a lift, I guess. Because now you're just playing against your opponent, and suddenly you see that your opponent has a really strong lift going on. You're not in the air, you're not fully in the air yet, but you can see that your opponent is going to lift you. So instead of going for the knee, you can just raise both of your arms and extend both pecs, and and it depends on if you want to extend or contract your wrists. It depends on the situation. But as you can see, then just try to gain ground control again, and yeah, there you go. you just countered his lift successfully. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a replay where I'm gonna show you a replay. This is a real match. This was my former clanmate. Yeah, we're basically just playing, and I used this principle to basically save myself after getting lifted. So you can see I get lifted, and I stick the landing, and I DQ him. Let's see that one more time in full speed. Stick the landing, and DQ him outside the ring. So now let's slow this down. Let's slow this down and actually analyze it. So I see that I'm getting lifted, and the first thing I do is raise my arms, contract my elbows, and extend my pecs. This just makes my momentum become so I get closer to him. Second, I just think about landing. I don't think about points, I just think about landing because I know that I can turn my opponent over me. So I stick the landing and then basically just DQ his elbow or no, actually just DQ him outside the ring. So yeah, there's an example for you how to use this theory in game. Okay, so here you can see my last replay to show you how to counter lifts. Um, that's basically what it looks like. So you can see he tries to lift me, and I just get close to him, stick the landing, and then suplex him out of the ring. So I'll slow this down and show you how I did it. Yeah, then so I contract my elbows and do the regular thing. I don't go for the knee just because I want to stick the landing, if you can see it there. If you go for the knee, that's kind of risky because it's really hard to land on the ground and not on your ass after you if you do that. So I kind of try to go for the knee, but then extend my hip instead and just go for the throw over. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna let this replay play in the background while I wrap this up. So first of all, I just want to say this is just what I use to counter lifts. There are lots of ways to counter lifts, and I'm not saying you have to do it like this. You can do it in lots of other ways. Secondly, I want to say if you like the series and want to see more, just like and favorite this video and share it. I'll be back with more Toribash tips and tricks with Icebear. So yeah, bye guys.